Okay, so a really quick run through for anybody who wants to know how to heat an Intex pool. We'll go into more detail later on. Intex pool, frame around it, work to treat, bubble machine, go into that in more detail. Obviously cover I made, cover I bought. And here's where the magic happens. Not my idea, stolen off YouTube, other people. Hence why I'm sharing my video. Everyone knows what this is. Water in, water out. Water comes back up this pipe, straight through, out that pipe, and out there. Anyone with an Intex pool should understand that. So what I did, again, idea off YouTube, made this. This comes out, goes to this pump, goes behind the guinea pig hutch into that tankless water heater. Comes out of the tankless water heater, back in up here, mixes with this water so it doesn't burn anybody, and out there. Didn't put it on a timer, didn't mess around with it. Watch. Don't know if you could hear that. Water's coming out at 35, 36, 37. So yeah, I'll go into more detail, but simply put, that's it. Oh, and electric's in the waterproof box. So yeah, thanks YouTube, and just sharing in case it helps anybody else. Okay, this is my longer video on my Intex pool, the outside of it, the cover I made, the surround and the heating system. I go for it step by step, reasonably quickly, because I'm also making lunch. This is just done to help anybody out there who might want to have a go. I found most of my stuff out on YouTube and Googling it, so I thought I'd just try and share and keep it concise. Simple put, 3 meter by 2 meter by 65 centimeter high Intex pool in there. Used it, loved it, found it was great, but we had some issues as in usability. Basically it was a really cheap plastic pool, we all know what I mean. So what I did was plywood, cheap, eBay, 22mm. I believe they're 1.2 by 700s, I can't remember. Didn't even bother cutting them, screwed them all together like a 7-year-old would. Built a frame, inside of it there's 2B8s left over from the decking when I built the decking. Okay, the lid, plastic lid, the sheet you get given or you buy was awful, and I needed a way to stop a 4-year-old going in there and breaking through it whilst we weren't keeping an eye on him all the time. Come on, we're all parents, we know what we mean. Basically I wanted to make it more safe. So polycarbonate, 3 pieces. I'll show you how it works. Polycarbonates, bought them again off eBay, cheap, second hand. They're full size. That one's been cut down, jigsawed the edge. I've got a piece of cut down, I think it's 2B now, to support each piece. So you lift each piece off like this, and down there when I'm finished. Jigsawed the edge so they fit in nice and tight. Again, piece of 2B2. Put a screw on the end of the 2B2, notched out with a drill bit to countersink in there so it's flush. All the way around the outside, all the way around the outside. So simple as lift each piece out when you want to. I stack all the stuff down here once I've taken it off. Before anyone asks, that's AstroTurf all the way along there. That's the most valuable thing of all this, AstroTurf, otherwise your garden becomes a mud bath. So the other thing about that is awesome at keeping the heat in, because if you're going to heat it, keep the heat in. So this thing, we all know what it is. Found it on YouTube, found it on eBay, really cheap, like 20 quid. I think that's like 30 bucks if you're in America. Yeah, so that's it all wound up. I don't know how to do that, it's quite simple. Let's see if I can show you the frame. I don't know if you can see any of the frame, but basically around the outside there's 2B8 supporting this 22mm ply. I painted it in something called Santex masonry paint. It might look like it's flaking, but it's not really. It's done amazingly good at what it is. Apologies if it seems to be dirty. We've just had a storm in the UK, which is why I've decided to winterise the garden and put this down. It's done us 4 months, been awesome. I'll now show you the heating system in more detail. Okay, so before I go into more detail, let me just take you through this. This thing's rated for 36 degrees. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, guys. Like, if you look it up, Google it, it's easy. What I found was when you put this inside here and you heat it like we've been doing, and we've got this up to hot temperature, no joke, this cuts out because it doesn't like 36 degrees or more, and because, let's be fair, it's a cheap Intex pump. It's not designed to push 40 degree water around. So having done all this and built all this and put all this inside and had it on a timer, had it on a Amazon switch, all this sort of stuff, you know, to do it remotely, turns out the most simplest way of doing it for us was to, when we wanted to use it, as in when my wife wanted it to be about 28 degrees or when it was freezing cold, or 40 degrees for hot to buy, was to come out, to switch the heater on. Because of the size of the pool, within an hour it got the pool very warm, most days during the summer. So at the beginning of the video I went through this rather quickly. I don't think I'm going to add much more to it now, but let's try and help people out. So Intex filter, we all know what that is. If you don't know, Google it, buy one. It's quite simple. Water comes in, water comes out, water goes back to the outlet. So there's the outlet, that's the water coming in. For those who don't know, that over there is the inlet. That's where the water gets sucked in by that pump and comes out there. Simple as that. So water comes in, water comes out. This is the water coming out. I put a torch there so I can see what I'm doing. That's the water going back to the pool, straight through here, straight through there. So the way this heating system works, really simple. That's the return of the filter pump, and I've teed off, which comes down here, comes out here, goes into this cheap eBay water pump, has an auto sensor, stop and go. Again, I went through this earlier, we just now come out and go. Don't know if you can hear the boiler turn on. So that's all we have to do if it's a bit nippy. Within an hour, it's raised several degrees. I can't be asked to go through the numbers, apologies guys. Like I said, I'm making lunch. So what we do is we come out, all the electrics are in there by the way. We come out, my wife says, oh, it's a bit nippy. Normally do this about 8:30, 9:30 in the morning. Turn this on. Don't know if you can hear that. I know it looks a little bit awful back there. So, as I said, tees off down here, into the pump, comes out of the pump, behind the guinea pig hutch, and into one of these tankless hot water systems. You can buy off eBay, Amazon, anywhere, any brand, I don't know. I'm not being paid by anyone. I just got this one because it was 90 quid, 18 litre apparently, and it works. Water comes in, water gets heated up, water comes out, water comes back in, water comes back in, mixes, comes out there. So let's see if you got, I'll try and get to the boiler quickly so you can see how it works. Maybe listen out for the electrics and the water. Built a frame for it, not a frame, a cover, little house, that's the door off it, little vent at the top. It's behind my son's trampoline, so no one can fiddle with it. Simple as that. Now, I know how awful this all looks, but like I said, I'm right in the middle of tidying it all up for summer stuff and putting it away. So we've used 2 gas tanks, 2 47 kilogram gas tanks over the space of about 5 months, 60 quid, no deposit because of COVID, God knows why, 120 quid, lasted us 5 months. We've had this thing up to 40 degrees several times. We've had it heated all the time. Yeah, as far as money goes, 120 quid. Was it like 160 bucks to have a heated pool? And when I say heated, guys, I mean this thing gets stinking hot. It's October the 4th now, 2020, so it's not warm. It's been off for days. But I'm going to give it one last go, see if I can't find out how warm I can get it.